Y'all spoke and I listened. Y'all said open fire tri-tip is the best way to eat it, so that's what I'm doing today, and I didn't forget the chimichurri. First thing I'm going to do is trim down this tri-tip before adding a binder. I'm not here to argue. If you don't want a binder, don't add it. Season it with your favorite beef rubs, and now it's time to throw it on the grill. Today I'm using Oklahoma Joe's Firecraft Barrel. I'm going to cook it over this open fire until it reaches an internal temp of 110. Once it reaches 110, it's time to sear. You want the tri-tip close enough to get that beautiful sear, but you don't want it too close to overchar it. Flip continuously until it reaches an internal temp of 135. Allow it to rest, and then you can start working on your chimichurri. My full recipe will be live on Oklahoma Joe's YouTube channel, so don't forget to check it out. Give it a good mix and allow it to sit at room temperature for about 10 minutes before serving. And now it's time to get into our tri-tip. And it absolutely did not disappoint. And as always, remember tri-tip does have 2 different grain lines, so make sure you cut against the grain. And don't forget the chimichurri. Till next time guys, enjoy.